everyone, Midits here. Today we're finally back with the Minecraft server review series, and we're going to be doing some things differently. Instead of displaying my live reactions, I'll be talking about the server in a scripted format. This will hopefully allow me to keep my feelings more concise, and it also hopefully means that my audio won't be glitched out the entire time. We're talking about the popular server, the Hive. I hope y'all enjoy this video, and let's jump straight into this. With Bed Wars, Sky Wars, Murder Mystery, Just Build, Capture the Flag, Hide and Seek, Death Run, Gravity, Block Party, Survival Games, The Bridge, Ground Wars, and Block Drop, there is a whole 13 mini games to go through here. That is impressive, and I think it's also the most out of any server we have spoken about so far. Not only that, but there are a couple of additional things I'll be talking about later on, which are separate from the minigames themselves. But first, let's head on to the minigame Bed Wars. Honestly, you can just group Bed Wars and Sky Wars together because they are both primarily similar in that they are moderately faithful renditions of the game modes. Although I will note one thing that Sky Wars in particular does differently than the Sky Wars I'm normally used to. While there are some chests available, you mainly get loot by mining Lucky Block like ores found across the map. I honestly find this a very welcome change, since it means that you can collect your items far quicker in comparison to opening the chest and having to manually grab out every individual item. So it definitely helps speed up the match experience. While I've never personally been the biggest fan of Bed Wars, this game mode along with Sky Wars should be necessary when it comes to any incredible Minecraft server, so it is of course wonderful to see them here. Murder Mystery is the next game mode on here. I don't associate Murder Mystery with Minecraft, mainly connecting to the Roblox game Murder Mystery 2, but I still think that's a good addition nevertheless, even if I'm not that in love with this minigame. While these few minigames so far are great additions, the only one that I personally would come back to out of these is Sky Wars. That's not the fault of the Hive, these game modes are just not really for me, but that definitely changes with one of the more replayable games on the server, and that is Just Build, which is basically Build Battle under a different name. It is always such an incredibly enjoyable experience, especially with friends, since nearly every time you play it's something unique. You can mess around and create something outlandish, you can see other players' builds and wonder if they're also joking or genuinely trying, and sometimes you get a build where you just know that whoever made that is using an alt account, because there is no way they aren't getting banned after what they just concocted. You could easily play this one for hours on end, but remember, we've only gone through 1/3 of what the Hive has to offer. Capture the Flag is another classic Minecraft game that I come back to constantly. If you're around for the older days of my channel, you could definitely tell that. This is, in my personal opinion, the best Minecraft team minigame. You can defend your flag, go after the other team's flag, and get ores for the Iron Guy strategy. This is another one that especially works well with other friends, as you can communicate while playing, so you can make an actual proper strategy instead of just running around doing whatever. Capture the Flag is one of my favorite Minecraft game modes, and it is completely done justice here. So far, this server has been consistently great, and we've been reaching more and more highs. I honestly don't think you can get any better than this. Hide and Seek is the greatest minigame of our generation and for all of time. While I don't play this game for an insane amount of time, I've played for quite a bit, and I don't think I've ever hidden in the same place as I had before. Even when you're completely still, it doesn't feel boring because you can see the name of the seekers and how close they are to you. You always feel on edge, and when someone does find you, there is nothing more gratifying than running away and being able to escape. If there was nothing else to the Hive by this point, it would easily be one of the best servers I've talked about across this entire series. But there's still more. Much more. I feel like the next two that I want to discuss also share a similar theme with each other, so I'll talk about them, Death Run and Gravity, together. Death Run is a classic Minecraft minigame that I personally have not seen very often across Minecraft servers, so it's great that it gets an appearance here. The same goes for Gravity, which is actually an alternate title for the iconic Dropper game. This one is a huge staple of Minecraft and probably every major Minecraft YouTuber prior to 2019, and I'm honestly surprised at the lack of servers that contain this minigame because of just how much I've seen it across so many different content creators and videos. But these are quite entertaining. I honestly think that there hasn't been a bad minigame so far, even if some are my personal favorites. This is shaping up to potentially be the best sponsored server because we still have much more to go through. Block Party is a fairly simple game, but it's nonetheless a fun experience. I haven't really seen this game anywhere, so I might as well describe it. You're on a large platform and a color will appear that you have to be standing on. Every block that isn't that color disappears, you have to not fall off until the end of the game. This, along with the last couple of games, are kind of short, but they definitely work as great refreshers after playing something longer such as Bed Wars, Sky Wars, or Capture the Flag. If there is any server you won't get bored with, it's probably this one. Now, this server has done an outstanding job of including underrated gems and well-remembered classics. And here's another instance of the latter. Survival games is another playable game mode available, and just like the others, it's a fine addition that really helps the Hive's versatility. There's not much to say since the same survival games as usual, but I have not seen a server like this where every single important and influential Minecraft minigame is available all in one place. Now this next part is probably going to be the most negative I get in this video, and it's not even that much. Bridges, or how it's called here, the bridge, I feel is inferior to some other versions of the game mode on other servers. Other servers, which I may talk about in the future, allow enormous teams in one game with a big score required for one team to win. Here, you only have singles or duos. It's best of 5 from what I've played through, and the match resets after every win. It doesn't have that chaotic energy of other iterations, and I will definitely go somewhere else if I want a proper bridges experience. But I still don't think this is horrible by any means. This next one isn't something I've seen before, and I cannot stop myself from restating my praises for the server when it comes to its mixture of minigame options. I'll explain this one also. In Ground Wars, you have eggs that you can either throw or shoot at the opposing team. When someone is hit, the color dividing the two teams moves, and when your team's color covers everything, you win. There are also short bursts of time where you can use blocks to form some sort of defense. It once again really fleshes out the Hive, as it has both games you can really sink your teeth into, and others that you just play for a short time. We're finally on the last minigame of the server, and it's once again another classic, Block Drop, or how it's more often referred to as TNT Run. While it doesn't use TNT, it's essentially the same game. At this point, I genuinely can't think of any major game modes that are missing in the Hive. It really has everything. Not only that, but let's talk about the extra features outside the minigames which I mentioned prior. The replay cinema is something that costs mine coins to use, but it doesn't bother me as much, as it feels more like extra content than an integral part of the server. The replay cinema allows you to rewatch any matches that you or other players go through. While I don't think I would use it often even if it were free, I still think that it's a nice, harmless addition to the server. There's already so much replayability on the Hive, but the creators must have decided that it wasn't enough, because there's this side thing called Questmaster where you can get objectives based on certain minigames. I don't know how many quests there are, or if it resets and adds new objectives, but there's already so much that this just feels like a nice little cherry on top to round things out. When I first began this series, I firmly believed that my favorite server was CubeCraft. It's what I always used in videos and personally, but man, the Hive is some incredibly strong competition. Anything from Minecraft that you can imagine, it's probably here. If you want the server with the most content, it's not even a question, choose the Hive. But when it comes to quality, while my experience with the Hive was incredible, I can't yet answer that question, because there are not only one, but two servers I have to discuss. Firstly is of course CubeCraft, and second is a brand new early access server by the name of Enchanted Dragons. So when this series is continued, we'll see if my old personal favorite still has what it takes to be the best, and if a new player will surprise everyone when it steps up to bat. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, you probably did, so check out some of my other content or maybe even subscribe. That's gonna be for now, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.